Welcome into my video today, you guys. Today we're going to be testing out the new Reformulated. It's actually not Reformulated, Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. I found out when they released that one that this is the matte version and they're calling this one the Radiant or Natural Finish one. So this is one of my, I would say, more reached for foundations. It's like on the lighter side, it never looks too heavy. They did recently, about 6 months ago, reformulate their Forever Skin Correct. So this was my older one, this was the newer one, and I did do kind of a dedicated video on testing out the reformulation against the old version. This is one of my holy grail concealers. I love it so much. Like, I traveled with this one, it's nearly gone. It's such a hot mess that I was a little bit scared that they had reformulated this. So anyway, I wanted to do a dedicated video testing these two side by side and doing a wear test on them. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, welcome to the no background noise. The fan is off and I'm probably gonna sweat to death up here. It is so hot. I swear the AC doesn't even work up here. We have two separate units, one for downstairs and one for upstairs. The one from upstairs sucks. So as soon as I get this on and we do the wear test, hopefully I'm hopping the heck out of here and I will go downstairs so that it doesn't sweat straight off of my face. Anyway, let's just hop right into it. So I did mention with these, you guys, this one appears to be the matte finish, the older version, and the new one is in what at least Sephora is calling the Radiant finish. On the box, however, it does say natural finish, so I'm assuming it's just a little bit more dewy. I never found this over mattifying, so it's interesting to learn that they call this one the matte version. I picked up mine in 1.5 because I had the old in 1.5, which is kind of surprising because my concealer, I've always had 2N for whatever reason. But I did have my Dior Backstage Flash Perfect Concealer in 1N, so we'll use this one today. And then I also want to set my face with the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. And this is also one of my holy grails. It's not like an overly setting product. It's more like an airbrushing product. Like, this won't set down like a really dewy foundation for me. So it's just more of like kind of an airbrushing product, if you will. This retails for, I believe, $48. I did get it from the Sephora website. You can pick these up on the Dior website. I'm gonna apply both with my damp beauty sponge. And I think we'll just go into the right side with the old version and we'll go into the left side with the new version. But let's hold these bottles side by side because I did see that they changed the writing for whatever reason. So the older version has a big D and this one is just slightly different. I'm not sure why. I will also mention that I feel like these older products either oxidized slightly or they changed some of the shades overall, because this, now that I'm kind of looking at it, looks lighter in the same 1.5N. And when I did my dedicated video on the concealers, this is the newer version. Let me just hold them like this for actual continuity here. The older version is darker than the newer one. So yeah, either there's some oxidation or they kind of lightened the shades slightly. So let's just go into the old version on the right side. I'm gonna start with this. It's a really, really runny formula, just uber thin formula overall. Never sinks into my fine lines, never looks too heavy. I always thought of it as like a natural finish foundation, so I'm surprised to learn that this is the matte version. Or at least that's how it appeared to me when I was looking on Sephora's website, that this reformulation is now natural finish. And this bottle, because I don't have the box anymore, it doesn't say it on there. It's not like matte finish. See how like skin-like it looks? It just doesn't offer a huge amount of coverage. It's more of a natural finish, if you kind of ask me. It is, for me, a middle of the road longevity. Like, it doesn't stay forever, but it's also not one of those that fades off after 4 hours. It's also been, for me, one of those that like fades kind of evenly, but not entirely. Like, there's still some left on my face at the end of the day. So it's, I don't know, it's always been such a good product. That's why I wanted to do a dedicated video and wear test on this, you guys, because I do reach for this. I do like this product a lot. And I really hope that they don't change the formulation so much so that it's not, you know, just a really, really trusty product. So if you guys are really into Dior base products, I happen to be a really big fan of Dior base products in general, and that's why I keep trying these new reformulations or new launches. So hopefully that's why you guys are watching this video, because you're also fans of the Dior based product. So of course we are putting this to the test. Same exact component. I wiped off my hand. I'm gonna go in with probably, oh, it ended up being just a little bit more, but also still a very runny formula. You know what I would like to do? Now that I have it on my hand, see how the colors actually compare side by side. So here's the older and here's the newer. It is lighter, or this is oxidized. One of the two are true. I think I'm just gonna use the same sponge, and I'm gonna use this side of the sponge. This was a brand new clean sponge, so there was no product on it. It's like my favorite. I love when a sponge is clean. Like a brand new sponge. I swear, every single time I put on foundation, if I could use a new sponge, I would. It's entirely wasteful. I just love me a new sponge. I can already see the radiance against this one. This is almost like a powder finish, you guys. And this one is much dewier, which I think a lot of people are into now, right about now. So I think it was like a decent time to reformulate or to put out a version that's a natural or radiant finish. I'm not sure that I like it though. The problem is it feels so much heavier on the side of the face than it does this one. And you can almost feel that it's just this really dewy finish. Like it just feels kind of tacky on the skin. Wow. It's already like sinking into my fine line here, whereas this one isn't on the matte side. I'm getting some thoughts right away. It's a thicker consistency because it's a radiant finish. It just has a tack to it. I don't know which cap was which, but they appear to fit whichever one I grabbed. All right, I'm gonna go in with the concealer. This one has like a brush tip, which is really strange. I think a lot of people were like, what's that? It's kind of weird. I actually don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool, a little bit different, picks up plenty of product. This isn't the same for me, or like doesn't evoke the same feeling or effect as the Forever Skin Correct does. That's just a super like lightweight formula that is like smoothing, just perfects it and never looks too dry. But I can like build this up to the point where it will crease if I wear too much of it. And because it is such a big doe foot applicator, I know I'm talking about the concealer now, but we might as well, that you can go a little bit heavy with the application. So I usually just dot. This one I can go a little bit heavier because it's just a little bit of a thinner formula. You guys, this one feels like stuff is there. Like I feel the radiant finish. I think it's prudent to mention that I do have dry skin, but it has been changing recently to the point where as I'm getting older, I'm finding that my skin is a little bit normal combo, because I'm getting a lot more oils in the center of my face than I've ever done before. I have battled with extremely like dry nose and center of my face, so much so that I've had like a flaky nose before, and it's not like that now. It's like the exact opposite. My skin is cleared up. Like I don't have any more acne that is raging constantly. I used to always, up until, I don't know, probably 8 months ago, I'd always have something on my face. Even if you go back to my channel and you look at some of my other videos, I was coming in with a bare face and I was always like having 1 or 2 things on my face, whereas I'm just not getting that anymore. I kind of have like a little one here, but I don't think that's the same level, same degree of, you know, the acne that I was battling. So I have been preferring more of a matte finish foundation lately. So I am a little bit afraid that this one is gonna take a little slippy slip on me. And also it's freaking humid here in Florida, getting extremely hot. And so while a lot of people, I think in other parts of the country where it's not as humid, I know there's a lot of humidity in like Texas, and you know, there are other areas where it's very humid, even up north, that may agree with this. But when the summertime hits, I am not reaching for dewy foundations unless it's like a pool day or I don't care that my foundation might get a little bit slippy. I usually go for something more mattifying during the summer because my body is producing all the dewiness that my whole face needs. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You know what? I'm just gonna go into my spongy sponge because I like it like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and set pretty much my whole face. And we're gonna do it evenly on both sides to see how it looks. You guys, I was not going to put any like bronzer or blush on during this video, but I am gonna throw those things on, and then I'm probably gonna put 2 different eye looks on because I'm gonna hop out, film a different video testing the new ABH Cosmos palette, which I'm so excited to try. So if you guys are interested in that, that video is also going to be up. I am trying to cram in 2 videos in one. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm still gonna do the wear test for you. But yes, let me go do all my makeup. It'll probably take me like 45 minutes to film, so we'll see what my base looks like after 45 minutes, and then we'll come back in several hours to check the wear test, you guys, and just see how the foundation, the new side, the new radiant side, has held up. Okay, we are back. I tried to create 2 different eye looks, you guys, if you end up watching that video on the ABH Cosmos palette. Not as much depth as I was really kind of hoping for in the deepening shades, but it's okay. But if they do look different to you, that is why, you guys. I just played around with that palette for the first time. I did enjoy it though. So I have been filming for quite some time. As you can see, the curtains behind me are now closed. It is getting darker because it's much later in the day, but I stay up super late, so there's plenty of time that we can do this wear test. Plus it's also Friday, so you know, mama don't have a curfew tonight. Let's do one more check-in before we go. I was already kind of staring at it, like critically thinking about like, what is there that's really different about these 2? And I honestly don't see that much just yet. The only difference that I see, honestly, is that this one sinking into my fine lines a little bit more than this one. Could have been that I went a little bit heavier with the foundation. Maybe I picked up more than I did for the right side. I think that's pretty much it. There's really no difference. After you set it with the powder, that radiance or that dewiness on the more natural finish, the new formulated version, it mattifies perfectly. So there's not a huge difference between the 2 sides once you set them. I usually always set my foundation. So for me, you know, it's like, why get the natural when, you know, the other one is matte and it looks the same when you get it on. Anyway, those are my preliminary thoughts. I will see you guys back here in many hours from now, and we will do our final assessment on the wear test. If I come back and like my makeup isn't beautiful and perfect and I'm a lot less put together, please don't judge me. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been about 4 hours. I'm actually really tired and I can't wait anymore. So I'm doing the final roundup or final thoughts on the foundation. I don't really see that much of a difference. Honestly, I keep looking at it thinking like, is this one more hydrating and this one more drying because it's the matte side? I just don't see any real difference. I think the only thing I saw is what I mentioned before, which is it just kind of sank into my fine line on this side a little bit, and then this side didn't. Not really. Once I went ahead and powdered my face, both sides looked pretty identical. So honestly, if you're looking for kind of a radiant finish, I don't think you're really gonna get it unless you only lightly set your face, because it does turn more matte like after you set it. I was kind of like touching my nose a little bit. I was trying not to, but so I did take some of the foundation off, but it's not wearing off very quickly. 4 hours is like a decent amount of time, I think, for testing a wear time on a foundation. Some of my foundations come off within 4 hours, and those are usually like, I don't know, some of the lighter serum-y coverage ones. Like I said before, these don't fade off very quickly, and when they do, it's usually an even fade. I shouldn't say these ones, but the old Backstage Face and Body foundation. So I don't see that much of a difference, you guys. I think it's nice if you are looking for a more radiant finish, because I did see that before I set it. You're just gonna have to skip setting it. Otherwise, these perform basically identically in all the categories of longevity, coverage, that sort of thing. Those are my final thoughts. If you guys are into a radiant finish and you're into Dior based products, or you were thinking about picking this up, and if you liked the original, let me hold them the right way. If you liked the original, I guarantee you're gonna like the reformulation or the natural / radiant finish one. That is it for me tonight, you guys. I am out of here. I am pulling these lashes off. These earrings are gonna fly out, and I'm going to bed because it is late. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're not a current subscriber, I hope you guys consider subscribing. I'm out of here, you guys, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye.